as I was saying, Kenna. So this is a Penta'Viv, and you rolled a 15. So you believe this to be some sort of a variant artifact, for one. Penta'Viv, Penta meaning 5. This is Latin, out of character. Viv meaning spirit or life or soul. Could mean any of those things.
Okay.
And you have sort of heard stories of the Penta'Viv being told by the storyteller not from your tribe, but from Rovas's tribe. Have told stories about this, legends of this. So you unfortunately are not quite familiar with it. But the other thing that I need to point out for the 5 heroes is that after you come out of your trance, each of you now has on your main hand, depending on whether you're left-handed or right-handed, not a ring, sorry. You don't have a ring. You have a full bracer. You have a bracer, either on your left or right hand, depending on whether you're left-handed or right-handed. The bracer contains the bracer itself is golden with a gem on the center of it in the front, each of which is of a different stone depending on your element. Emerald for Theoben, topaz for Cedric, ruby for Halisair, diamond for Kenna, and sapphire for Andrea.
Nice.
You can feel magical energy through these bracers, and you believe if you focus on these bracers, something might happen.
Ooh.
A GM hint to focus on our bracer.
I'm just telling you what you believe to be the case. Whether or not you actually do something about it is up to you.
Cedric will. He'll examine it and focus on it.
When you focus on it, your hand you reach out with your hand, and right in front of you there's a big zap of lightning. Big zap of electricity comes out of your hand.
Whoa.
Cedric's gonna quickly put his hand back down and be like, "Please let that be the bracer. Please let that be the bracer."
Now, I'll point out that it is not like a super powerful, like it's not a spell. It's not like the lightning bolt spell.
Oh, okay.
It's like a minor. Think of a cantrip, like lightning, a cantrip version of electricity coming from.
So like
your
a
hand.
taser kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah, a taser kind of thing. Just know that you can generate a cantrip strength of electricity from your bracer hand.
Okay.
Theo's gonna go, how did you do that?
I just focused on this bracer, and I'm not entirely sure how.
Theo looks at the bracer for a minute, frowns, and then focuses on it as well.
You focus on it as well, and then a small gob of caustic acid comes out from your fingertips and then falls to the ground, and it kind of sizzles on the ground. Some sort of caustic acid thing.
That's disgusting.
You're disgusting. What do you got?
No. Kenna's gonna focus on it and see what happens.
You focus on it, and you actually are able to cast a ball of light in your hands, almost like a lantern or a torch, and you can actually control the brightness of it.
Very cool.
Better than snot coming out of my hands.
Hey, you want some of this snot? He waves his hands like threateningly. I'll do it.
Don't make me tase the mage.
I have done nothing wrong.
Theo's gonna reach his hand out and get closer to Kenna in a kind of threatening way. It's not threatening, it's like teasing, threatening, like, I'm gonna get you.
She's gonna back up and shoot the light at him.
Yeah, you can toss the ball of light, and I mean it doesn't hurt, but
Yeah.
you know, when it gets too far away from you, it'll disappear. But you can cast the light a certain distance before it disappears, which might be good if you're searching for like a cavern or a deep well or something. It might be useful to throw the light in a different direction.
Theo's gonna flick like little acid spatters, like just little tiny droplets.
Yeah. You believe that this thing is caustic in nature. It might be useful for dissolving like a lock, for example. Certain metals it probably won't be able to penetrate through. I don't think that you can do it. If you continually used it, you wouldn't be able to do it indefinitely. It will eventually tire you out. So you don't have like an endless supply of this substance. But just so you're aware of what the limitations are.
I'd like to examine it.
What are you doing?
The bracer, I'd like to examine it.
Yeah, sure. Roll a magic.
Sure.
Andrea, you believe that this bracer looks familiar to you. Almost like you feel like you've had this on yourself before, but you can't put your finger on when that could possibly be. It definitely feels right to you. Almost as if it was made specifically for you and you alone. You believe that it gives you abilities as long as you are wearing it. You believe that others might be able to use it as well, but if they use it, it will not be nearly as powerful as it would be if you used it yourself.
Okay. I'll focus on mine.
You focus on your mind, and the air in front of your hands begins to chill, almost like you can mildly freeze something that it comes in contact with your hand.
I feel like I've had this on before. Like it might be made for me, and I feel like maybe yours are the same.
You all have that same kind of feeling now that she's mentioned it, that you've worn these bracers before, but you can't place your finger on when that could have been.
Great.
Halaser is just going to take a moment to steady yourself, kind of come to peace with the fact that this day has been happening. Before she starts looking at hers, she just needs a moment. Though all before me is shadow, yet shall the Maker be my guide. I shall not be left to wander the drifting roads of the beyond, for there is no darkness in the Maker's light, and nothing he's wrought shall be lost.
Halaser, when you do that, you suddenly see a flash of images in your head. It only lasts for just a couple of seconds, and for a moment, for the first second, you see flames, and for another second, you see, there's no sound, but you see a body writhing in the flames in a pyre, as if she was being burned at the stake, and then the vision ends. No sound, though. I think you can kind of recognize who that figure could be.
Yeah, just... Alright, that's not gonna keep her from praying any harder now. Her prayers will kind of back off for a moment. And so she has seen... I guess I'm trying to take some sort of cue. Is this a... I guess I'm trying to find out if this is a particularly sad, joyous... Is there any overlying feel to this scene, or is it more just the historical fact.
Roll a religion. Or whatever that would be. I think that would be religious lore. 16.
Got it.
It is not, despite the image that you saw, it is not an image of despair or fear.
Okay.
Um,
Typical of Androste.
it's historical, but you feel it's more than that. More than it's leaning more towards positive than negative. Historical is neutral. It's leaning more towards positive, but not towards the negative.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, she feels bolstered by that then. So with that in mind, she will go ahead and she will test the effect of her new bracer.
All right. A cantrip strength flame comes out of your hands.
Sweet.
Ignites. Comes out of your hands, yes.
All right. This will take some getting used to.
I agree.
So, that being said, there is a new handout that I'm going to add. Show all the players now. So there's a description. The Penta'Viv grants the Guardians, that's what I'm referring to you as, the Penta'Viv Guardians, 3 surges that restore themselves after a short rest, just like everything else. Surges can be expended as a bonus action once per turn, or a minor action rather. A minor action once per turn, and they offer the following benefits. On a successful hit, expend a surge to deal an extra 1d6 acid, fire, cold, or electricity damage, depending on your element. But the Aether element instead gives another creature 1d6 temporary hit points. It doesn't stack. It doesn't stack.
Helpful. Very cool.
You believe that as the Guardians grow in power, so will the Penta'Viv. You believe that this is just a taste of what the Penta'Viv power possesses.
I didn't share it about the Penta'Viv with anybody, right?
I don't think you have yet.
No, I didn't. Okay. So, she'll go to the center and she'll sort of, like, run her fingers along the inscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll go, I think I know what this is. It's the Penta'Viv Guardians.
Go on.
Guardians.
It's a lot like spirits or souls. And as we get stronger, these bracers will too.
What are we guarding?
And why us?
I don't know why they picked you. I know why they picked me.
Ooh, I like her.
See,
I
we're
don't know
not
what
supposed to take any offense to that, but
I just meant this is Avar legend. I don't know why you or a Kunari or a dwarf would be involved. It's
That's fair.
what are we supposed to be guarding exactly? Do you know?
no, it wasn't part of my Hold's tale. I've only heard the story a couple times. I don't know. I just know it was called the Penta'Viv. That's what it says on the inscription right here.
Penta'Viv.
We should find out more then.
I agree.
We could try.
Do you know where to look for more?
So somebody asked, do you know how you could learn more?
Yes.
Well, everybody roll a magic roll. Just straight up magic, no primal, just straight up magic. Okay. Well, you have a number of options.
Nice one, Hallie.
So, Kenna, as I said, it seemed like Rovas's Cal clan had some insight on this. Perhaps if you go to where they were in the Frostback Mountains, you might find something that might give more information. That's a possibility. Andrea, you know that the Tevinter mages are very learned about magics and relics. Tevinter might definitely have some information on this, possibly. I don't think Halaser or Theobin would have any more insight. Oh wait, is that 9 Halaser or is that 16 Halaser?
No, that's 9 Halaser.
Okay.
Oh.
One of us is way stronger than she is smart on magic.
That's all right.
Cedric, well, you know that Viv is Latin for life, soul, and spirit, and the Mortalitasi are very learned about the soul, life, death, and that kind of stuff. So you might learn more through them too.
Okay.
Perhaps. You have a number of options.
He points to the portal that's opened up. Are we going through this? Are we going to at least try to get back to our own world?
Yes.
You mean this isn't your most favorite place ever?
Well,
Did Mr. Grumpy make a joke?
She's got you there.
It's not grumpy,
He's
it's
got you there, I'm
broody.
well, yeah, I'll just say, I mean, I don't really recommend big group of strange people going to Tevinter, but the Tevinter mages might know what these do. I don't know though. It's a little sketchy, and yeah, but I might know some people who could tell us what they do, possibly.
We should also go to the Frostbacks, to the clan that I heard the story from. That's an option.
I'm sure you're all lovely people, but can somebody give me any reason that I shouldn't just go, thanks for the new power, and walk back to my life in Orzammar? Why do I need to go to Tevinter or the Frostbacks?
Oh, you mean Mr. Selfish doesn't want to help?
And he's got you.
And it is selfish because I don't care about any of these superpowers that you all have. You don't need my support, and you don't need me to accompany you to some journey to Tevinter.
How do you know that?
How do you know that? How do you know that I would be any help?
Well, how would we have gotten here without you? We wouldn't have. That's the answer. So
Don't
how
you
about
just
you
know
put on your
see?
big boy pants and let's
just
go.
don't see. Okay,
You're making Mr. Grumpy come out. Don't make me throw you through this portal and we will all go.
I'm going to elbow Kenna gently and be like,
Oh, the bromance has started. So sweet.
The loving kind into the portal.
yeah, well, I mean, I can't do anything here, so sure, let's go through the portal, and I'll walk through.
Okay.
cute. And Theo steps in as well.
Okay.
She'll follow right after.
Everyone will step to the portal, and you will emerge back where you were in the crossroads. Now, some time has passed. And so the first thing that you see is that Esbjörn perks up when he sees that you guys are back, and he immediately runs over to Kenna, sort of groaning a little bit as if he missed you.
Oh, I run to him and I scratch his ears and I give him a big hug. Oh, it's my bear.
He snuggles up to you and he gives you a lick with his tongue, warm tongue, and his warm breath against you.
I kiss his nose.
The other thing, he accepts it. He accepts the kiss.
I cannot believe this is the woman mocking me earlier. This is too ridiculous.
The other thing that you notice is that the mysterious Tevinter creature and Hugh are there as well. Now, Hugh turns towards your direction. There appears to be an easel set up in front of him, and he actually has a painting that apparently he's almost finished with. And it appears to be a portrait of Miss Tevinter, like standing posed rather heroically with her whip out, and yes, the Tevinter creature is right in front of him, as if she was just posing as soon as you were coming out into the crossroads. And Hugh will actually call out and say, "You have returned."
Hugh, are you okay?
We are just fine. I was about to ask you the same thing, Sir Cedric.
Yes.
Sir? He's a sir?
Well, he certainly is not a ma'am.
Cedric will ignore them.
I can definitely tell you for sure that he certainly is a man, he says, without skipping a beat. Not skipping a beat, because he kind of could tell. He kind of could tell.
I'm learning more things about you every day there, Cedric.
He just cut his eyes over at Andrea.
We weren't sure whether we should stay put. We assumed that hopefully you would return back from whence you came, and fortunately you have, Hugh says.
Well, I'm glad to see that you're all right still.
Also, the Tevinter creature kind of walks over towards Kenna, and then she says, Kenna.
Oh. Well, after I'm busy rolling around with my bear, so she's gonna sort of stand up, a little more cautiously. You remembered my name.
She nods.
Are you understanding me a bit better now? Or...
She tilts her head. You feel like she's starting to. You feel like she can certainly be taught the language.
Okay.
It'll take time.
She's gonna sort of motion her to come away from the group for a bit and sort of follow her just to the side, out of earshot from everybody.
Sure.
And okay. And then she's gonna put her staff on the ground, and then she's gonna take her bow and quivers and put it like at her feet and sort of like hold up her hands and like motion for her to like, okay, now you put your weapons down. Like she wants her to put her weapons down.
Oh, she looks down and she slowly takes out her whip and then she tosses it down to the ground.
Okay. So, I guess I have a decision to make about you. Every fiber in my body, every instinct I have is telling me to kill you, and I know you don't understand me, but you can understand my tone. I don't like you, but I'm not going to kill you. I suppose since you helped Malcolm and the fox, Rowan, he seemed to like you, even trust you, and animals know people's intentions, they know our spirits, so I'm not going to kill you. For now. And I guess first things first is you're going to need a name if I'm going to introduce you to these people. So, and she sort of rubs her head and thinks, and like really stares at her. And
yeah, and she continues to maintain eye contact with you as you're talking to her, as if she's trying to understand what you're saying. She's definitely struggling to understand what you're saying. So,
yeah, and kind of she knows that she doesn't understand. She's just sort of thinking out loud. You know, those dark eyes, they remind me of something in my past. When I was younger, we went to visit a hold stone bear, and the kids invited my brothers and I to go to this haunted Tevinter ruin. And
Tevinter.
You would know that. And so we went there. the people said it was haunted. We weren't supposed to, but kids are kids. We do things that we're not supposed to do. And when we went there, we dared each other to go up the steps, and the kids all went up, and Eric refused because he could sense the dark spirits there. But Ari, he decided to go all the way to the top, and then it was my turn, and I had to go and beat him. So I walked in, all the way into the dark, and I felt fear, this unknowing blackness. And every time I look at you, I feel that same fear. But just like then, I won't let it scare me, and you won't scare me.
Blackness. Blackness, she repeats.
Yeah. The place was called... what was it called? It was Razikale. Razikale's Reach.
Razikale. Juice. Razikale. Juice.
Sounds creepy when you say it, but that's what it's going to be. Kenna. Razikale. Hi.
She looks towards you, and she looks down to her, and she goes, Genna.
Razikale.
Razikale.
Good.
Genna.
All right.
Razikale.
Let's... Good.
Razikale.
She's gonna bend down and pick up the whip and hand it to her.
She will then bend down and pick up the bow and arrows and hand it to you.
Right.
Kenna, Razikale.
Just
She
know
says.
you make one toe out of line and I will kill you, she says with a smile.
Kill
And she
you,
goes-
she says. Kill you, Kenna.
Right. Alright, let's go introduce you. And then she's gonna walk back to the group. So I don't know what happened in between then.
Yeah. Is anything happening while they're having this conversation? While they're off
I'm going to take the mage over to Hugh and ask very nicely for her to heal Hugh.
Oh, is Hugh hurt?
Yeah, he can see that he's got some sort of... It's wrapped, but he has a wound.
Hugh, can I see your leg? Would you let me heal it?
Are you a doctor? Hugh asks.
I am a mage.
I see. Indeed. That would be very kind of you to do so. Thank you.
You're
Miss-
welcome.
I don't know if he caught your name out of character. Did you introduce yourself in front of him?
Probably, but it's alright. I'm Andrea.
Miss Andrea.
Yes.
Thank you, Cedric, Hugh says.
Alright, so I'll take a knee and I'll put my hands on his leg and I'll heal him.
How many hit points do you heal him?
10.
10. He looks down and he says, that feels much better. You are
Very
a
good.
good healer.
It's kind of a new talent. But thank you.
I take it you were able to help protect the rest of them, then.
I hope so.
And Cedric, you are not hurt.
I'll be okay, Hugh.
You appear to be singed, he says, as he looks at you.
Yes, we ran into a few complications on our way back, but
I apologize I was not there. I may have been able to help prevent that misfortune.
no need to worry about it, Hugh. I'm just glad you're safe.
As am I.
And Cedric will look at Andrea and say, thank you for healing him.
Of course.
I may not trust you fully just yet, but that was a step in the right direction.
Very
And
good.
he'll walk back over to the rest of the group.
Hugh, what happened to your leg?
He says, oh, well, Cedric and I were attacked before we met up with all of you. It's quite all right, though.
Okay. I'll just keep that in my mind, but I won't pick So I'll just. All right. Well, I guess we should join the rest of the crew. Yes.
Certainly.
Before they join the rest of the group, Theo wants to talk privately with Halaser.
Perfect.
That's perfect. So all 3 different conversations are happening simultaneously. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so Theo's going to approach Halaser, but he's not going to remember her name. He's going to hold his forehead. I'm sorry, non-dwarven names escape me. What was your name?
Halaser. No worry.
He repeats it a few times. Halaser. Okay. Listen, you seem like a reasonable woman. You seem quite level-headed. Tell me you understand what I'm saying. I mean, we don't know each other. We're just 5 people that ended up in this situation, and we don't know if this path is right. And suddenly there's this Avaran legend, and we're all so different, and I don't understand how we're supposed to just go off to Tevinter or go off to an Avar clan and act like we aren't complete strangers in a completely unknown situation.
We are. I suppose some of us would have it easier than others, depending, I suppose, on the lives we've all had. I don't know yours.
Trust me, you don't want to, he says with a pained look.
All paths are going to have their challenges. Theoben, right?
Yes.
Excellent. All paths are going to have their challenges. I hear every word you say. It is very strange to suddenly meet up with people and to suddenly have magic touch your lives. I've had my own experiences with this. But this I can say. Our compatriots over there are correct in that we got through this together. Whatever this is, it is very likely bigger than any of us. As to our origins, I don't think they particularly matter. Our spearmaid there, our knight, even the bear.
And Theo looks kind of begrudgingly at the bear. And he turns back to Halaser, says, "But why? Well, why?"
I don't know. And I think that's good.
Strange.
It does. It absolutely does. But something that I have learned is that you find your own truth. I don't care particularly that was it Kenna?
I don't know. Was that the mean one?
Touchy, pokey, ankly girl.
Ah, yes, her. Hate her. Yeah.
Very well. With it doesn't matter that Kenna is finding her own her link to her holy throughout all this. I find my link to my holy. Maybe you find your link to yours. I do not know, again, your past. I do not know what meaning any of this will have for you. But
my holy, uses kind of air quotes, is the stone. It's the ancestors. It's Orzammar, and I'm having a really hard time right now wondering why I'm not doing everything I can to get back there.
When you say my holy is the stone, as soon as you say that, your bracers reacts and the ground below you starts to sprout grass. The ground on your feet. As soon as you said the stone.
Well, that is unusual.
And I think that's me being right. Look, let's try this. Let's see what happens. If it turns out that you end up needing to be elsewhere, we'll take you. But 5 elements, 5 of us. My historical studies seem to coincide with Kenna's at the same way. Perhaps if you and I sat and talked about it, maybe the stones would as well. Sometimes we're meant for more. And might be frightening, might be sad, there may be urgency, but these are all good. Come, I'll help you, you help me. Then she'll extend her hand to shake again.
Theo holds his hand up for a second and goes, I could dispute this, but the ground just opened up underneath me, so...
Aha! Excellent!
And he grabs her hand.
Very firm shake, and yeah, and she'll like clap his back. Cool.
Theo is quite taken aback by how pally she's being, but he goes into it. He stares into it.
At this point, each of your 3 different conversations has ended, and I guess whoever wants to speak next can speak next.
Well, I know that after talking to Theo, Halaser wanted to meet the other strangers, so she was going to head to Hugh next.
You're welcome to. You're welcome to. Hugh right now is in the middle of has just finished a conversation with Cedric and Andrea, if you want to approach him.
Sure. Interrupting?
No.
Nope.
Great.
Hello, miss, Hugh says.
Hello.
He turns towards you. He still has a small paintbrush in his hand, and he actually has a palette of paints on the other one.
Either we've been gone a very long time, or you're just a very creative person. Hi, I'm Halaser.
He says, that's very kind of you, but I'm afraid my creativity is no longer there. If you look at the portrait, it looks like almost a snapshot, a full snapshot of the scene that he was painting. And by creativity, he means he probably can't paint beyond what he can see. There's no creativity there. Whatever creativity he might have had in his previous life before Tranquil is long gone.
Yeah, I will visibly cringe at that. Just
the photo of Hugh has his hair very, very handily draped over.
Correct, but
is brand clear?
I would say that yes, you can still see it, even though it's draped over. It's still clear. You can tell that he is. As soon as he says, my creativity is long gone, without even having any sense of moroseness in that, you put 2 and 2 together and says, I see.
Sorry.
I'm not. He says, I am quite content.
I expect so. How did you come to be here?
He says, I arrived here with Cedric.
Yes. Old friends?
I'm afraid we've only known each other a very short time. However, Cedric seems very trustworthy, and therefore I decided to tag along, lest any harm came to him. Oh, it's clear that Hugh has sort of a protective nature with Cedric, seing how he was the first person that he met in this group. That's quite clear.
Yeah, totally.
That's sweet.
Yeah. This is good. Halaser approves, +2.
Too bad you can't feel anything back.
Yes.
So tragic. Okay, go ahead.
Alright, and you're well now, yes?
Indeed, I'm quite well. We were trying to pass the time, and this strange lady thought that it would be interesting for me to paint her portrait.
And her attention will swing to where the strange lady had been. ... Huh. Alright. I suppose they'll come back.
They were walking back, so I mean.
Yeah, so we'll say that at this point, that's when Kenna comes back with
Perfect.
the woman, and what happens?
Kenna's gonna sort of step in front of the woman and sort of.
Okay. As people may
Get their
turn
attention.
towards her, if you wish.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Theo's kind of away from the group. He's having some contemplative time.
Look, this woman here, before I introduce her, you're gonna be a little apprehensive to her appearance. So, how should I do this? I've decided, you know what, she's gonna sort of turn around, and if it's okay with Razikale, she's gonna lift her veil, like ask her to lift her veil.
Razikale looks at you, and then looks towards them, and then she almost looks scared.
And
To do
okay,
it.
she's gonna say it's okay, and then she's gonna step in front so they can still see her, but like protectively. And she's gonna say, "Go ahead, show them."
She slowly pulls down her veil, and when you look into her face, you can clearly see that this is a female darkspawn. As soon as she sees some of you react, she quickly puts the veil back up, as if in shame.
Theo's voice breaks from behind them. Holy shit, it's a darkspawn!
Hugh sees this and he tilts his head in curiosity, but not with fear. Just curiosity.
Cedric jumps back
Explain this.
and like puts his hand on like his weapon. Doesn't draw it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Theo,
she talks. She talks. Like,
Razikale, she says. She actually walks towards the portrait and she points towards the portrait. Razikale.
she's talking.
She's talking.
Yeah,
I
she-
know.
And Razikale.
Yes, I know, and she's still very like protective. I know if anyone has any reason to kill a darkspawn, it's me. But there's something strange about her. I'm sure you'd all notice that at least.
How old is she?
I don't know. I know nothing about her. All I know is
And
that
yet
she
you bring
saved.
her with us. You bring this woman with us who you admit you know nothing about.
I didn't get a choice in it.
She's speaking Old Vent. I thought
She's
it
a
was.
darkspawn. This
She
isn't
traveled-
complicated.
She also saved my friend without me even asking. And look, I know it's a darkspawn. I know. But if she makes one wrong move, it will be me to kill her, not any of you. Do you understand? If
I
any of you
disagree.
even make a move,
Excuse me.
I will defend her. I've made a promise. She lives. For now.
You think you're the only person here that suffered at the hands of darkspawn? I am okay with letting your friend tag along, but do not act like you are the only person here that suffered.
Okay.
You need to be explaining more, Kenna, right
Don't
now.
know anymore. She
Oh.
talks. She saved my friend. And a fox liked her. It trusted her. And
oh, great. We're talking about foxes now, and the foxes all love her.
I don't
That's
care
wonderful.
what the fox says. Breaking! Sorry, guys. Had to.
Oh my god.
You need to tell us more about how she saved your friend.
I found her in the forest. I didn't know what she was. She revealed herself, and then my friend called out in the distance he was being attacked. Without hesitation, this darkspawn leapt to his defense and helped me save him and made no move to attack. And then again, when we were all pulled through, which we didn't get a choice, we were pulled through, she came with me. I didn't make a choice in that. And still she has yet to hurt anybody. She didn't hurt Hugh, and she hasn't hurt my bear.
She was a very obedient subject, Hugh says, matter-of-factly.
I'm not saying she's not dangerous. I'm not saying there's not a threat. I'm just saying she's going to be under my protection, and if she does do something wrong, I will deal with it.
If I might, how do you know that she's not carrying the taint? Because that worries me a little bit. And by a little, I mean I'd rather not be tainted.
Well, don't drink her blood then.
You don't get it just from drinking the blood. I mean,
Correct.
you can probably ask the dwarf. He probably knows more than me. No
Yes.
offense. I didn't mean to
Taint
call
is
you
spread
that.
through exposure, Kenna, not necessarily blood.
Then don't touch her.
Trust me, that was the last thing I was going to do.
I don't know if she has the taint. That's all I know about her. She knew I was Avar. She helped my friend. I'm not going to kill her just because of what she is just yet. I need to know more. Why was she pulled through with me?
I could ask her if you'd like.
You could try. I'd appreciate it.
All right. So, what exactly do you want me to ask Razikale? Is it Razikale?
Ask her.
Razikale, she
Okay.
says.
Razikale.
Razikale, she says. She seems to be happy when she says that, as if she's getting used to the name.
See if she knows how she can talk or why she helped protect the forest where I found her.
All right. In Tevinter, I'm going to say, Razikale.
Razikale.
Kenna wants to know why you protect the forest.
Help, she says. Need help. She doesn't actually say that in common, she says it in Tevinter. Need help. Help, and then need help.
She says that she helps when there's help. There's need of help. It's a very old dialect. It's hard to.
Yeah. It's hard for you to know what she's actually context versus whatever the other thing is. Yeah.
Why can you talk?
She thinks for a moment. King. Black King.
That doesn't sound good. Apparently she can talk because of someone called the Black King.
Oh, that sounds like a friendly fellow.
Yeah. I'll lean forward again. Just looking at her. How old are you?
She thinks for a moment and she shrugs. She doesn't seem to know.
Who is Black King?
She says, leader. Black King, leader.
Of Darkspawn?
She says, some, not all.
Is this some leader of Darkspawn which she speaks?
He's the leader of some of the Darkspawn, but not all of the Darkspawn. And
Oh, I see. Their generals are passing responsibility,
Yes.
so very kind.
She says,
Thank you, Roz.
Black King.
Black King.
Dark spawn, different. Dark spawn.
They are different Darkspawn. How?
Talk.
Okay. So they are thinking Darkspawn, from what I understand. Halisar.
Thinking
And they can speak.
Darkspawn.
Mm. I'm not saying it's a pleasant thing. I'm just saying that's what she's saying to me. So,
All right.
I don't trust her.
She then says, pretty. She points towards Andrea.
oh.
Pretty.
Get going, shippers.
More specifically, she's pointing at Andrea's horns. Pretty.
Thank you.
She points to her head and shakes it as if she's like, I don't got it. I don't got those.
No, it's my people have horns. Andrea.
Andrea.
Hmm.
Pretty. Andrea, she says.
Yes, thank you. She keeps calling my horns pretty. Apparently, she likes that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic.
What is her intent?
Razikale.
Pretty.
Yeah, thank you. What is your intent? What do you want to do?
Do?
Yes.
She says, find help. Need help.
For who?
Black King.
Apparently she's trying to find help for the Black King.
What kind of help?
Is she recruiting? Is she trying to get more Darkspawn?
What kind of help?
Help from other Darkspawn. Other Darkspawn. Try kill Black King.
Okay. Apparently other Darkspawn are trying to kill the Black King.
Other Darkspawn not talk.
The Darkspawn that don't talk.
Want kill Black King.
Okay. Okay, Razikale. Other Darkspawn that can't talk are trying to kill the Black King.
And we should, why?
I second that question.
As do I.
Well, shouldn't there reason why she came through the portal with us? I'm
The
not.
last time I saw Darkspawn, it was being headed by an archdemon. I would really rather not get back into any sort of civil war within Darkspawn.
Demon. At that point, Razikale's expression gets really angry as she takes out her whip and she says, Demon.
Whoa,
Looks very
Razikale,
angry.
calm down.
She looks very
that's
upset.
shut
Her
right
whip.
there.
Razikale, calm down. What is it?
Demon.
What about the demon? Because you're scaring people.
Not good. Not like.
She doesn't like the demon. She's upset that you mentioned the demon.
Well, that's something.
You have a feeling she's referring to the archdemon. You have a
Okay.
feeling.
I have a feeling that it just came to me.
Demon.
She's talking about
says-
the archdemon.
Demon make Darkspawn slaves.
Oh, I understand that.
Understand.
Yes,
Pretty.
thank you. Yes. Well, in Tevinter, I'm going to say, I am slave.
You slave.
Yes.
Archdemon. She says, Demon. You slave?
Not archdemon slave.
Hmm. Who then?
Tevinter.
I kill Tevinter.
Oh, thank you.
Sure, thank you. She's gonna kill the whole nation for me. Thank you.
That's the nicest thing anyone's
no.
ever done.
No
No.
need make slave so pretty.
No, it's no kill.
No kill.
No kill. You good.
Okay.
Be a good. Yeah, Razikale.
Halaser's just waiting very expectantly for a translation.
Sorry.
Yeah, so you can translate that.
She was talking about the fact that she doesn't like the archdemon because he enslaves her people. And then we had a bit of a chat.
Yeah.
Well, she likes my horns, and she's a nice lady.
Yeah, I'm sure you two can be gal pals.
I don't know about that yet, but yeah, she's upset about her people being enslaved by the archdemon and that sort of thing, and she's against slavery, so that's something.
Blight. She says, blight.
Yeah, blight.
No more blight.
No more blight.
No more blight.
That's good, Razikale.
Andrea,
Yes.
Darkspawn have a calling. They don't just switch it off and be good people. They have something that calls them to do the archdemon's bidding. And that is something that they get from being Darkspawn. If this creature is absent of it, can you explain why?
I have no idea, but I'm sure some mages out there would have some clue.
I'm not sure that I've heard of anything that can dispel the calling from a Darkspawn. They are single-minded killers.
It doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I haven't heard of many things.
Look at everything that's happened to us today. Look, I'm not saying you have to like her.
And even with everything that's happened today, I would still consider that, he points to Razikale, as the strangest thing. Because Darkspawn don't talk.
Maybe
They certainly don't have.
Maybe she's not a darkspawn, like a normal one.
She points at Theoben. She says, arrow.
Yes.
Arrow.
You can have one of my arrows if you so wish.
Don't you do it, Theo.
Andrea, you have a feeling that Razikale has an easier time with nicknames than real names. So right now you're pretty and Theoben's arrow. And Kenna is Kenna. So.
No, Theo, she's calling you Arrow. That's how she's remembering you. Oh, be careful, buddy. It's yeah, that's what she's calling you. Because you're the one who shot the mirror. I don't know what to do with it. I just know that she is, talking, and that's weird. And Darkspawn don't usually talk. So.
They don't talk. There are not a lot of females.
Alistair, today has been full of signs, yes?
Yes.
Could this be one such sign?
It could. But Kenna, I charge you. Keep your word.
I will.
For if she turns out to be anything other than what she is putting herself forth as, if you do not strike, I will.
You have my word. She's going to be under my eye the whole time. I'm not saying you have to like her, but is this information not enough to stay your blade? For now.
It is enough.
That's all I
I
ask.
of all people understand giving somebody a chance. Just honor that. And she'll put away her weapons.
Razikale will then point towards Halaser, and she'll say, Queen. She like Black Queen. Turning towards Halaser.
She thinks you're the queen.
Queen. She actually says in common. She actually says in all common. She points towards Halaser and says Queen.
She sincerely doesn't know how to take that.
And the
Halacer
rest
is
of
the queen
there.
of the dark.
I'm sorry, spoke over Hannah?
No, Theo was just confused. Like, Halacer is a queen to Darkspawn?
You're getting the sense that Razikale says that Halacer reminds her of a queen.
Black King has a queen.
She says, "No.
No. Okay.
If King had queen." She points to Halacer. If
I don't
King
know
had
if
queen.
my eyebrow can raise anymore.
I think there's a new ship.
We're gonna have to find this Black King for you, Halacer.
Is shipping.
I can take it.
Black King apparently is single. So.
Differences make good sparks.
Today's your lucky day, Hannah, if you're watching. Anyway.
So Kenna's gonna sort of step in front of Razikale and look at Theo and Cedric and be like, "And you two?"
Theo says nothing.
Before I make any judgments, I'd like to get out of here.
Yeah, how are we gonna do that?
Because as much as I love spending time with a darkspawn in this room, I'd rather do it in a place that I feel more comfortable.
Hugh asks, "What about how we came?"
Didn't they close out of character?
They did.
But maybe
that
they're...
doesn't stop Hugh from saying that. He says it out loud. What about how we came?
Well, what would be the nearest mirror? Are we right near any of them?
You're pretty much, well, you all met in this room at the same time, so I would say it's about equidistant from here. All of each of your individual mirrors are equidistant from here.
Well, my mirror takes me back to Minrathis, so yeah, Tevinter, and I don't know how conducive it would be to go there.
Last I checked, ours was in the ocean. Hugh
That
says.
doesn't sound good.
Yes. I wouldn't recommend going there, given our present company.
Indeed. Cedric and I barely left with our lives there.
Orzammar wouldn't be used to seeing. Let's just not go there.
Okay.
If your friend wants to keep her life, Kenna.
I think wherever we go is going to have an issue with keeping her secret.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't realize what she was. She could keep her veil on.
That is an option. My mirror took me from Antiva City, or technically the outskirts.
Out of character, you also know, though, that the Princess Violetta mentioned that they were on their way to Amaranthine, and the
Sure.
mirror is in her wagon.
Ah, alright.
Out of character, Sam, you heard Merchant Malcolm mention that he was on his way to Orlais. Merchant Malcolm is on his way to Orlais.
That's where we were, like, just sort of in the Dales, right? Sort of.
You were in the Dales. He was on
Okay.
his way to go to Orlais.
Okay.
Because apparently that's the next of his stops.
Okay.
So.
Ken will go, my mirror was in the Dales near Orlais.
Olay. It's just straighten right up.
Are we
Yeah,
even
rolls
assuming that it'll take us back to where we started? I mean, what if we go somewhere else?
I think it would take us wherever the mirror is. The
Sure.
magic mirror.
Or we choose another mirror.
Will they work?
Don't know. We'll have to try.
Alright.
Well, mine's definitely out of the question.
I feel like people in Orlais might know a thing or two about, things, magic, and they're pretty good with religion and stuff. They could be good.
Even better with
Yeah.
Great, those pompous people.
Pompous.
Yeah, Theo shares Cedric's disdain for Ole.
Navarans don't like or legions, right?
Yeah, I don't think they do.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That's why I said that.
Yeah, but
think they
that's
have
where
an
the
issue.
divine is.
I think they have an issue with Tevinter as well. I think.
Yep,
think they have
everybody
some
has an issue with Tevinter.
Everyone has a
Tevinter
everyone has issue
generally
with
reviled.
Tevinters. Yes.
Well,
Yeah. Well, mine is in a palace. Well, in an estate, but it's not a good estate to go to. It's not mine. So, yeah.
well, from Orlais we can get to a lot of places.
Yes.
So we go through my mirror.
I like that.
I agree.
That's fine.
I maybe even have some contacts in Amaranthine, if they've arrived yet.
Cedric will look at Hugh and ask him if he is okay with that.
I will go or you go, Cedric.
Oh.
Aww. Ship.
Oh.
All right.
Cedric will not.
Kenna's gonna go and sort of pet her bear again, scratch his ears. Come on, buddy. and she's gonna, yeah. And she's gonna lead everyone back to her mirror.
Okay. You will follow Kenna back to the mirror that she came from. And what will you do when you reach the mirror?
Is it black or?
It's currently black, but if you come up to it, it starts to shimmer slightly, but it doesn't completely open yet.
Right. Well, it
Yet.
looks like it might be one of those we might need the power of 5. So if you all could help me out.
She will step forward and do it.
As will Cedric.
If you each step forward, all 5 of you will power up this particular Alluvion. Apparently, Alluvions all have some sort of key, and it requires the 5 of you to open. The Alluvion will start to shimmer fully, as if that you can now freely go through it. All 5 of you can freely go through it. You can clearly see the other side appears to be some sort of really ornate-looking room, perhaps in a really nice noble's room or a palace of some sort. You're not really sure where.
Nope.
And you can kind of see some elderly man, not that old. His backside is to you as if he's unpacking something in this room. You recognize him as Malcolm.
I recognize that backside.
Wow, okay.
I'm going to raise an eyebrow at that.
Should
All right, so this is probably going to be a bit weird for him, so I'll go first, and then you guys can follow.
Razikale, keep veil up. Yes.
She keeps her veil up.
And I walk through with my bear.
Okay. And we will end the session there.
Yeah!
Now that I know where you decided to go, because that was going to determine how I'm going to... Okay. So, how are you guys feeling?
It's good. I'm feeling kind of bad because I pushed that for my own reason.
Oh, I know.
That's okay.
No, that's fine.
But now I have to write a formal letter to the first enchanter, I think.
Mm-hmm.
and send it to you.
I would love to meet up with you.
No, it's... Yeah, I can't tell you it's gonna be in it, but yeah, I'll write it up.
That was awesome.
It's gonna be like those random romantic letters you pick up all throughout the land.
I'm super excited about the bracers. That was so cool.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Oh.
Love that.
Thank you. I'm excited to see what you guys decide to do with that from here. So
Yeah.
I'm very
so
curious.
yes. So hopefully at this point you feel like this like there's no rails here. You guys pretty much can go anywhere of the 5 places. I mean, I was hoping you guys would go to the ocean, but you decided not to do that. So
The 3 of us can't swim.
Yeah, let's work on that first.